Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again. As always, I think I've been spoiling you guys long enough now. What has it been, like 3 or 4 days since we touched on a subject that my channel is renowned for now? It's basically what it's built on. We have been talking over the last few days about varying subjects. We've been talking about city centres and the denigration of city centres and the crime and drug use on cul-de-sacs and streets up and down the country. But we're going to be moving away from that. We're going to be moving to what we know best, the depressing shit, the subjects that are going to make you raise your blood pressure, the black pills. Mind you, I suppose I could look at it really. Does it depress you? Does it anger you when I talk about the denigration of city centres and the crime rates on streets and avenues and what have you up and down the country? If it doesn't depress you, then more power to you. But that ends tonight because we're going to be talking about a Jordanian nationalist who used to reside in Sadiq Khan's London. He's now, I think he's living in somewhere in Hartlepool, in another taxpayer-funded hotel, of course. While he was living in Sadiq Khan's London, he was going around the different tube stations all around the London boroughs, and with each and every one, he was picking out lone women to SA, to prey upon. It was sort of like some weird and twisted sightseeing excursion on an open-top bus in Sadiq Khan's London. You know, one of these buses that you go on, you get tourists on there taking pictures of shit fucking things that we've got in London, like the London Eye and that ridiculous circus tent, what's it called, the Millennium Dome, that sort of a thing. But instead, this guy, instead of going on a sightseeing excursion, this guy was on an open top bus looking for single women that he can prey upon. And of course, there is a young girl in this story as well, 12-year-old girl. So, without further ado, Jordanian nationalist, used to live in Sadiq Khan's London. Let's see what he's been up to. Hotel Migrant essayed 4 women and girls as young as 12 in spate of sex attacks on London Underground. Jordanian national allegedly targeted lone women within a month. Groundhog Day. A hotel migrant essayed 4 women and girls as young as 12 on the tube in a spate of alleged attacks, a court has heard. Hamza Al-Talibi, 27, is accused of targeting the alleged victims within the space of a month on various London Underground trains. He was living in a taxpayer-funded asylum hotel in London at the time, but he has now been moved to a similar accommodation in Hartlepool. I just want to point out, my friends, there's a picture of this guy here. It's probably going to be the same one that I used for my thumbnail. He's walking to court, smoking a packet of cigarettes that look like Lambert and Butler. Now, I made a video not so long back about tobacco and cigarette sales in this country. If he isn't getting these cigarettes off the back of a lorry, so to speak, how is this shithouse managing to spend up to 20 quid on a packet of cigarettes? Not allowed to work. They're allowed to live on pittance. What do we give them? Sort of like, what, 40 odd pound a week? Is he able to buy cigarettes and live off £40 a week? No, I don't think so. So where is he getting these cigarettes if not by illegal means? I thought the cops were supposed to be stamping this out or stubbing it out. Pun intended. Does make you wonder just where all this money does indeed come from. Is it from Deliveroo? Is it from Just Eat? Or is the government giving them more than we are led to believe? Well, worth the question. The Jordanian national appeared in a London Crown Court today where he denied 4 counts of SA. Of course he denied them because we all know the script. We've been through it over and over, time and time again. They denied the claims, which means the trial has to get put back because of the appeals. And then while this is being going on, he's trying to stay into the country by applying for visas. They get knocked back and they're going to be reappealed. And it just goes on and year after year until he just floats quietly, disappears into the criminal underworld. We have been through this so many times. It's prevalent for them all to see. His solicitor says plead no guilty, even though he's probably on numerous CCTV cameras doing the dirty deed that he has been doing. It's like an open book, my friends. It's thinner than a pack of Rizzlers. Anyone can see. Anyone with half a brain cell can see what's going on here. Whatever his fucking name is, allegedly attacked the first woman at Paddington on January 27th this year by groping her. Charming. He is then accused of essaying a 12-year-old girl on a district line between St James's Park and Acton Town Station 2 days later. On February 4th, allegedly assaulted a woman on the Elizabeth line near Whitechapel Station. The Court heard he attacked a female passenger on the same line between Liverpool Street and Canary Wharf on February 13th. All of the women and girls were allegedly targeted by while travelling alone, the court previously heard. Judge Matthew Boyle told him, "You have entered not guilty pleas to these SA allegations. I have set a trial date which unfortunately will not come around till the 4th of January 2027. And we're going to be picking up on this very, very soon, my dear friends. 2027 of numerous accounts of SA and possible R words, including a fucking minor." But like I said, a few more lines and we'll get onto that more. Was bailed on conditions he does not use the rail card except for does not use the rail network, except for legal and medical appointments. He can only travel on the London Underground with an Oyster card. Why does it take so damn long to deal with these parasites? It's an endless tale of war, my friends. Ricky Jones, that motherfucker who led that protest, I can't remember where he wanted to, how can I put this, treat the necks of people like you and me as if they were an uncut pizza. You know where I'm going with this, you know what that motherfucker did. The Muslim lads, yet again I'm mentioning the Muslim lads at Manchester Airport, who kicked the shit out of the old Bill, have still not been sentenced and still not been charged to this fucking day. And you have people like this, another year and a bit, out on bail to do whatever the fuck he wants. Probably never turn up in court ever again. He'll probably go back on a dinghy. No, actually, no. He won't go back on a dinghy back to France. What the fuck am I even saying? He'll just disappear into the criminal underworld, never to be seen again. Whereas, of course, we have the Southport. I'm not going to call them riots. I'm going to call them protests. Protests with spilled over anger, I'm going to say. What did Keir Starmer say? He will have 24-hour courts to deal with these people swiftly and with an iron fist within inside 24 hours. They will be tried and thrown in jail within 2 days. Why can't the same apply to sexual deviants and people who shouldn't be here? Foreign criminals. I mean, you've got that Home Secretary, what's she called? Sabrina Manhood, whatever the fuck you call it. I mean, a Muslim Home Secretary who actually despises England and the people within it is just bonkers beyond fucking belief. Even she's starting to come out now and say, we're going to get tough on illegal migration. We're going to get tough on foreign criminals. We will deport them. When? There's going to be a general election in about 2 or 3 years, I predict. I can't see Keir Starmer and the Labour Party relinquishing power anytime soon. And even before they do, they'll make it a massive mountain to climb. Once Nigel Farage gets himself into number 10, they'll have a barrage of fucking bullshit barricades to try and bash down inside 4 or 5 years. It's going to be a monumental task, my dear friends, but the question still stands. Why is it taking so long to deal with these people? The Epping Hotel migrant who molested them young girls in Epping, he got deported after a long and basically ludicrous manhunt when he was let out of prison accidentally. He has been deported back to Ethiopia with, of course, £5,000 or 500 quid, whatever it was, in his skyrocket, which is a year's salary, over a year's salary in Ethiopia, or a sandpit shithole he got sent back down to. So he's going to be back at home living like a king on some sort of like, I don't know, fool's gold golden throne with some slave girl dangling grapes for him to nibble at like a, I don't know, some sort of weird frog. I'm not too sure. But anyway, guys, this question still stands. Let me know what you think in the comments. Why does it always take so long to deal with these criminal parasites? But when it comes to people like me and you, we are banged up and tried inside of 24 to 48 hours, which does indeed prove it can be done when they fucking want to. Makes me mad, my friends. It makes my tits tickle. It really does. But I'll leave it to you guys to decide why it does indeed take so long. Stop repeating yourself, Daniel. There's going to be no videos and probably no sort of contact within the next day or so, because tomorrow I am a birthday boy, my dear friends. I'm going to be 43 years old. It's funny, really. With each passing year, once you get to your mid-30s, every single birthday that precedes about 36, probably 34, 35 years old, you get more and more and more depressed. I mean, like I say, I'm 43 tomorrow, and I'm like, what, touch wood, hopefully, I've got another like 35 to 40 years life. After that is gone, I'm more than halfway through my life, I predict. I don't really look after myself. I don't really exercise very much, so I can't see myself lasting past, say, about 65. That's the bit I struggle with. That's the bit I always get so depressed with. I am 1 year closer to being put in the ground, or hopefully my missus gets me cremated. I'm not too sure, but yeah. It's depressing enough on this channel without me talking about death and cremation. So yeah, no video tomorrow, guys. Possibly Friday. It depends how much I have to drink tomorrow. It all depends. But I might do a couple of drunken posts on my community tab if you're lucky. So you might hear from me at some point either way. So, carpe diem, my dear friends. That's your lot. That's my video. Do enjoy the rest of your week. And I shall see you in a bit. Cheers.